what's going on? Coach Box here. One of my biggest obstacles as a coach is preparing my athletes to go out with a healthy mindset before they go wrestle at a tournament or step on the mat in a dual meet or really any high pressure competition environment. You know, we spend so much time preparing people physically for the sport with the drilling, conditioning, that we sometimes overlook how to mentally approach a tournament in a way that isn't putting too much pressure on this athlete to perform well and ultimately paralyzing them because they're just scared to go out there and they are overly focused on the wins and losses and the crowd and all the things that they shouldn't really be focused on in that time period. So with all that said, here are just a few tips to help your wrestler lock in and be prepared mentally on tournament day. Okay, number one is visualizing success. You know, you got to visualize yourself performing well and winning your matches. Don't just think about getting your hand raised though. That's not really what I mean. What I mean is visualize what attacks you're going to hit. You know, what does my match look like? What tie-ups am I looking for right away? How am I going to get to that first takedown? What things do I need to do to win that match, right? Because I'm only as good as the things that I'm able to do in my match. There is no good or bad wrestlers. That's all an illusion, right? It's you do these things that work, they will make you good. If you don't, then you probably won't have the result you want. So focus on doing each little tiny thing that will add up, and the summation of that will be hopefully a win, but if not, you still go out there and try your best with these moves, and that's all you can do. Number two, staying positive. It's really easy to get negative and talk yourself out of a win, but don't do that. You know, talk yourself into wins, talk yourself into thinking positively. Be optimistic about your performance, right? You are what you focus on. One thing that I used to do was I would just pick out some keywords for myself and just kind of play those over on repeat. You know, I would say believe. You know, I would just have that go on over and over and over in my mind. Believe, believe, believe. And then I would pick certain moves that I was going to do. You know, I just go run through my techniques over and over and over again, right? I know that I had good high C setups, for example. Underhook, high C, bam, right? If it's not there, fake, underhook, high C, bam. Over and over and over again in my brain, right? I'm focusing my mind on that, on the things that I actually need to do and staying positive about them. Number three is controlling your breathing. Okay, this one's really overlooked because I think a lot of people don't really believe that this has that big of an effect, but it absolutely does. You know, if you can control your breathing through your nose rather than your mouth, this can help reduce anxiety and even help you stay focused more, right? Take deep breaths, focus on relaxing your nerves. Okay, don't get yourself overly hyped up with music to where you're out of control with your nerves and your breathing and you're all amped up before you go out there. No, keep it controlled. Number four, stick to your routine. You know, even if you're nervous, make yourself go through that routine anyway. If you have a routine that you know works, that gets you in that right frame of mind, keep going back to that thing. Even if your mind isn't quite there yet, if you're feeling off, make your body do it anyway, because a lot of the time that will get your mind in the right position, right? You really just have to be locked in for 6 minutes. Yeah, by routine, I mean, do your warm up, do your stretching, you know, listen to music that keeps you calm, but ready and focused. Eat the same food that you would usually eat, right? You want to feel like you're in control of your environment as much as possible, and these little things are what help you get there. Number five is stay in the moment. Focus on the present moment, and don't get distracted by thoughts about past performances, future matches. You know, what are you going to go do or eat after you win the tournament? Who you got next weekend at this tournament? None of that matters. If this is before the match, you're thinking about positive thinking, you know, all the things we talked about previously. If it's during the match, you're thinking about what position you're in, controlling your breathing, getting to the next best position. You know, don't try to win the whole match in the first 20 seconds, right? Get to the next thing, get the next takedown. How do you get the next takedown? You tie up where you want, then you set him up, or you're clearing out of his tie-ups, right? Be fluidly thinking from one thing to the next. Last but not least, you gotta remember to have fun, right? Remember to enjoy the process, enjoy the competitions, enjoy the time with your team. You know, really embrace what this sport is and what it has to offer and what it can do for you. Embrace the process of getting better, being able to be healthy and pursuing these goals, and experiencing a journey that not many people get to do. I mean, looking back, you're gonna remember the trips you go on, the fun you have with your coaches and your friends, and just becoming a better version of yourself because of what this sport has to offer. So try not to forget that. I know it seems hard sometimes if you have big goals, but at the end of the day, that's all there's left after the smoke clears. I really hope this helps somebody. Wrestling's a really hard sport, and it can be very challenging to stay mentally prepared and motivated before you go out to a tournament. But I encourage you to try. You know, sometimes it takes a long time, and you know, even some of the best wrestlers out there, they still struggle with this and might not ever get it right. You want to give it your best shot so that you're mentally happy with your performance. Whatever happens, you're just trying to do your best and get better.